Welcome back to Peel Out Garage. Today, we finally have an update on the VXSS.
Folks, you have waited very patiently for nearly a year now. We have comments on here. Are you guys continuing this conversion? Looking to do this on my car? Patiently waiting here to do a manual conversion on my VY. Question about the ECU. Is part 2 coming soon? And we hear your comments. So it's part 2!
Yeah, but unfortunately, due to a little bit to do with the pandemic, that's been going on in Australia for others that are not in Australia that are watching right now. But unfortunately, I couldn't get somebody to rebuild the T56 that I did have. I waited the best part of what, 13 months.
13 months.
It's a long time. Like, I've been trying. Nobody's really interested in it. And where we are is a little bit more rural, so it's a little bit hard to get jobs done around here. So I've had a bit of time to think, and I've decided to go with what I wanted to do in the first place, which is
a T56 conversion.
No. Unfortunately, I've decided to go back to an auto, but a real man's auto. So we've gone to a Turbo 400. Yes, the dinosaur gearbox that everybody hates. So initially this was just going to be a bit of a fun daily, doesn't really get driven too much, but at the same time want to be reliable. And I come to a realisation it's probably just going to be a bit of a pig with the manual in it anyway.
And go through a lot of tyres.
Yeah, and go through a lot of tyres, and my partner wants to be able to drive it as well. And autos can be fun too. Autos are fast.
If you want to go in a straight line, they're much faster.
Yeah, much faster. So I was like, you know what? If we're going to make some power down the track, let's just go all out. So that's what we did. And all out, we kind of definitely, I think we went there pretty far. A bit of a rabbit hole. This was meant to be, 3-month total build?
Not even. It was just literally just be a quick gearbox out, auto out, gearbox in, do a quick conversion video.
Meant to do gaskets and stuff in the engine, which we are going to do a bit of an update for you on that one as well. We have changed it up a little bit. Nothing crazy, but hopefully a lot better now, because the old engine was a little bit more sad and smoky than what we thought, and apparently not as maintained as one would hope. So let's get started. We'll start going through what we have here, and this has turned into a how to convert your VX Commodore LS1
how to do an auto conversion on your auto.
Essentially, yes. So, and for you guys that obviously been waiting really patiently for advice, I've done manual conversions on T56s. If you have questions, just send us a message.
Facebook, yeah.
Like, I'm still here to help you through it. If you got any questions. Now you're seeing the water that may have 240 volts running through it. That's good.
Yeah. That's what we want. Alright, I'm ready when you are, my friend.
Alright, so we're going to start at the cross member here. So I've gone a Racecraft cross member, Turbo 400 to suit, I think it's BT to VY Commodore. Could suit other ones, I'm not too sure. This mount's just a universal. Pretty nice gear, the little TIG weld in there, with the little Racecraft emblem on it. What else have we got here? Some ARP converter bolts, flex plate bolts to go with it. Inside of here is our converter itself. You'll see that in just a minute. It's already got the cooler lines on it that go to dash 6. These convert the gearbox that we have to the dash 6 for the cooler lines. And to mate all this up, I've gone with a RTS flex plate, heavy duty one. Stock one actually would have worked, but because I was going manual, I already gave mine away. So anyway, I just like spending money for no reason. And here's something that will get amateurs. You need to buy one of these. This, right, goes in the back of the crank of the LS1 to convert your Turbo 400 converter in there, because the crank sizes are different. If you have a dished style flex plate like this is the adapter you need. If you have a flat style flex plate, then you will need a thicker style adapter that actually goes into the bolts as well, and it has a little bit of a lip on it. Stick to this, a lot cheaper. I don't know if each one is either better. I've seen plenty of people like, you know, drag racing with this exact type setup, so it's good. Dipstick that's not mine.
Where'd you get the dipstick from, Harley?
I got it from my other mate that has a really cool Dodge. It's got an LS1 in it with a Turbo 350. Update on that soon. So I've kind of stolen his dipstick. I've done a bit of a swap on them because I wanted a hard line, and I have a soft one of those braided U-blackers, but I don't like it. So I think that's about it for those bits. We're gonna get all this unboxed, and obviously you'll be able to see the gearbox, the converter, and all that kind of stuff before we chuck it into the car, and we'll run through it. Let's get into it and start fitting up parts, and we'll show you on the way of what it looks like and what's actually involved in converting your VX Commodore, VT, VY, LS1, you know, that type of body shaped Commodore to a Turbo 400.
So just a little word of advice when you are buying a gearbox. I paid $1,000 more for my Turbo 350. That is just like a slight upgrade over standard.
Yeah.
Than what Harley did for his Turbo 400 with all of the upgrades in it. But I had mine in a week. Yeah. Took 4 months for you to get yours, didn't it?
Correct, yeah.
So if you need something in a hurry, sometimes it pays to
definitely.
Spend a bit more and shop around a bit. But he got a good deal on the gearbox.
Yeah, absolutely.
He just had to wait, half a year to get it. Yeah. So,
which technically was only meant to be like 3 months max, but
yeah, we won't name and shame, but we should. But
definitely wouldn't name the Go place in Epping that we bought it through.
Yeah.
That is very well known.
Yeah.
It starts with V.
Yeah. Something Performance Warehouse in Victoria.
Don't Google that or anything.
Don't Google that. And don't buy a gearbox unless they've got it in stock.
Yeah. Obviously, this setup's probably going to hit something. It's not designed for my car.
It's just simple.
Okay, we'll see about that. Converter.
Yeah, it's blue.
No, it's not. Who's colourblind?
It's literally blue.
Jaden.
Harley, it's blue.
It is blue. It's me that's colourblind. I thought it was... No, I think it's purple. In the comments below, is it purple or blue?
No, might be purple, actually.
Yeah, you're colourblind, not me. Also...
Does it come with instructions?
It actually does. There's a sheet of how to fit it.
That's good. Are we going to read that?
No.
Okay. So, that's good.
Well, at least trained. Not qualified,
Not
but we're trained.
But we're trained.
It does come with a front pump seal though.
Okay, that's good.
I'm assuming they're probably the converter bolts, but we're
not going to use them though, because they look like shit.
Yeah, I was going to say if you want them for yours.
Yeah. Nah, thanks, but I'll just buy the good ones as well.
I have ARP flex plate bolts for you too.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you, sweet.
I didn't realise they were the same as the flywheel.
Oh, it was an accident.
It was, but then I ordered them anyway because I was like, oh, well, Jake.
Thanks, man.
Sweet.
That was underwhelming.
Was very. Fellas, we have a gearbox. Smell that, people. What is that?
It's a fresh box.
I actually have a smell. Is that paint or what? That's weird, isn't it?
It's paper.
Is it the paper?
Paper, like a wax lined paper.
Ugh, I don't like it.
Well, you don't have to.
It did come with a sticker. I did tell you that I already unboxed to check for damage. I also stole the sticker.
How much was the gearbox, you reckon?
The gearbox itself,
yeah,
it's 2.5.
Okay.
It got one sticker.
It came with a sticker.
So,
It's got a chrome pan on it.
Yeah, it does. Doesn't yours have a chrome pan?
No.
Oh, yeah, it does. It has a chrome pan.
It's interesting how mine was a lot more expensive, and it's like not a better gearbox,
Yeah, but yours come with a lot better stuff.
Yeah, it came with a $50 dipstick.
And
$100 worth of oil.
Nah, those housings are like $150.
Well, true.
Like cheap. And then it's like another $80 for the little plastic gear.
Which it does have.
Yeah, so... Well, again,
it's much of a muchness. I guess that's the thing. It's up to you what you want.
And turbo 350s are not as common either. So that's probably why yours was more expensive. Turbo 400 is just heaps. Well, I will not say that because it took me 4 months to get this. Well, there's not a heap of them at the moment. So, anyway, let's chit chat. We're putting it off. Let's lift this thing and get it in the car.
So
why should I?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Because the pan's full, so that means that it's probably got a fair bit in it. And it's not like I can't go get some more later. This gearbox is coming off. So at the moment we're just going on cleaning up the snout on this converter here, so that a little adapter will fit on here, because what they do, these things, they paint them and they always paint over the top of it, and it always makes it a bit tight to go in. So we're just going to keep sanding away little by little until that pops on. And honestly, I'm probably going to get to the point where I'm going to crack the shits and just hit it on with a hammer.
But you want that to be like it's still a tight fit, don't you?
Yeah, you still want a tight fit, absolutely. But you don't want it... Actually, no, we're nearly there. I can see silver. But yeah, you don't want it so tight that you literally have to
hit
like,
it on.
Hit it on hard. Like, you should be able to tap it on, not hit it on. You should almost be able to spin it with your hand and it come down tight, and then the last piece just tap it. That's what you should be looking for. This centers it in the back of the crank, so you don't want it loose either. But yeah, not that tight. Flat.
Oh, that's what you wanted to hear, that little...
Beautiful. Precision. Oh yeah, so we're just going to fill up the converter with a little bit of oil. How much oil? Not too sure.
Until it's full?
I don't know if we'll go until it's full, because they'll make a mess. Talking about the mess. Look at that. Let that burp up a little bit. Yeah, it's. I can see it all the way up to the top, so let that burp a bit. Probably way too much, but that's enough.
Way too much, but that's enough.
Way too much is plenty. So I'll let that go down a little bit because it's still going down a bit as it like burps out the air bubbles and goes through on inside. And then we'll make a really big mess putting it onto the end of the spine.
It was fine.
Yeah, because I'm quick.
Where'd you go?
There you go. All the way seated. Not a single drop.
You impressed? I'm impressed.
I'm actually very impressed with that. I didn't think that was going to happen. Alright, let's get it in.
No, you can't.
That much for it, it's not funny. Alright, hang on. Well, we better jack up the car, mate. It's not going to fit. Alright, I'll stop now. Or else nobody's going to help me. Jason.
Yes.
You didn't take the fucking flywheel off, you donkey! Oh no. So we've gone ahead and we've fitted the flex plate onto here. We started to try and take the spigot bearing out, but we realised that you don't need to, so probably skip that step. Adapters tapped in, ready to go. This just, as I said previously, just seats the snub of the converter. My converter has both holes on here for whatever converter you run, which the converter's actually got the 11 and I think it's 11 and 10.5 or something like that. Different size holes. So all we have to do at the moment is literally get that gearbox up on a jack, wheel it up over here, bolt him up, and we can start tightening up the converter to the flex plate.
Just like we sort of knew what we were doing.
Yeah, it's just...
But
yeah,
it would look like we did. Right. So a little update for you. The gearbox is in by how many bolts?
2 or 3.
2 or 3 bolts. The cross member is sitting there, waiting for us to lift up the rest of the gearbox. And so far everything fits. That's pretty exciting.
We've come across our first little issue here. So we've gone to put the gearbox all buttoned up. We've noticed that the actual converter to the flex plate has a gap still. We've used the little, I think they call them adapter from Turbo 400 to LS1, little flex plate. They're just the 2 bits of the crank that fits in there because they're different size. It's all the way in, but we're still looking at like something like a 4mm gap in between the 2. So we haven't quite decided what we're going to do. More likely we're just going to laser up a spacer. I've looked up on some forums, a lot of people just use washers in there. I'm a little bit iffy about the washer idea, but at the same time it probably will be alright. But other than that, you know, we're just going to get in, put the tail shaft in, get the pinion done because we're switched over to a VT tail shaft, which means no more rubber donuts. Dipstick, fill it up with fluid, all that kind of stuff. So once we get the spacer, we can do our first start. So therefore, technically, my length should be fine.
Listen,
but
if anyone says that your length isn't fine,
look,
you just got to be confident.
Every mil matters, mate. Every mil. Stop shifting with no burning. Oh no, change the video on all this. I did not see that there. Cool. I mean, we are very good professionals. Hey, I'm up here back door.
So what are we doing, Harley?
Well, me, as in me, not we, is trying to get this bird crap looking. Alright, got him. Got him. I'm getting this line over to here. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't.
And what line is that?
This is a shifter line. I can tell you that much. That much I can tell you.
So the shifter cable?
Yeah.
There's no way that can be right.
I don't reckon it is either.
Because it just comes down. It's going to go through there.
That's going to be so close to the exhaust. I suppose once it's bolted in though, it's not going to want to move, is it? No. It's going to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rat shit. Shifter bracket. It doesn't even need to be that brand. They're all going to look the same. No, well, it is that. Oh my god.
It's what?
It's that one. That's in your hand.
It is that one.
Yep.
Where's it go?
Well, I've just got a like a kit thingy that come up for it. I've got to go on the Google and have a look at one on the gearbox. That one.
Yeah.
And that one. So no, it doesn't line up with that one. So it must be up here.
It doesn't line up with that one.
No, it doesn't line up with that one. Somebody's selling porcupines.
They line up with those two.
Yeah. I'll explain it in the way that it's an Aero Pro bang shift because it's for all the extra banging that you're going to be doing. Now you've got a fully sick Turbo 400. I haven't cut this out. This does add as like a little bit of a anti-theft. Now that you're seeing it though, you can steal the car. So, I mean that's.
So please don't steal it.
Please don't steal it. So it's in the park all the way. I can't move it because you know we're currently bang-angling it. But if you were to go all the way into, say, drive, this pin would drop down in a certain spot so you can't bang it into reverse, would be first. Or park, because either when you're rolling it, not going to be a good time.
No.
So what you got to do is when you come to a complete stop and you push it all the way, you click this here and it lets it bang all the way up into, you know, reverse and then park after that. Neutral you can get from drive though, which I think is also stupid because you could be like, you know, living your best life, like hitting all the boost, smashing into third, and then like forgetting you're in third, banging it again, and then just, you know, 11,000 RPM at 30 pounds of boost, you know.
11,000 RPM.
In neutral, yeah, because no one has limiters.
So it sounds like in Forza when you're in
Yeah, correct.
300 k's an hour and you back down to first and just let the clutch out. And it's like,
Yeah. and then it literally spins the gearbox out of it. And then I'm up for another gearbox.
Okay,
So
that's fun.
I don't know. I really think they should have that safety so you can't hit neutral. In my opinion, I think it's a bit silly. My opinion.
I mean, but factory cars don't really even have that.
Yeah, but factory cars aren't a ratchet. You're not banging the factory ones. You're meant to just click it in and leave it.
I mean, that is...
It's true, isn't it?
That is true.
This is meant to be banged.
Is it?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, though, your pasty white skin...
My pasty white skin?
It's like the most reflective surface in every shot.
Look at that difference between my arms and my legs.
There's no difference on camera, it's all white.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
It's like, there's a white concrete,
there is a difference,
there's white car, there's white legs, and then there's just a green t-shirt. What's this?
Nothing dodgy, I promise.
Uh-huh. Oh, is this for the converter?
Harley,
Yeah, mate.
can I see your photos again?
Sure.
Not those photos.
Oh, not the secret ones.
No.
This one.
Oh, the angles.
The angle of the dangle's no good.
No.
Well, would I benefit if I went the opposite way?
No. I don't know.
I don't know, I'm just excited about stuff and things.
Things and stuff?
Yeah. I'm definitely going to have to do something about that leaking fluid though. Yeah, so I'm going to have a mighty mess to clean up. Going to go up higher at all.
Yeah. There's nothing stopping it going up probably another, maybe another inch from where it is.
Okay. End up selling the car over it.
What doesn't surprise you? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care. I'm selling the car. Thank you for watching. We're going to call it a quits here. We've got the gearbox in. We're just waiting on some spacers for the converter and fitting the tail shaft pretty much at this point. So if you want to check out our second channel where we're going to do a full walk around of the mods that we have done to this car so far, then go over to Peel Out Unlimited.
I hit recorded, drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier.